All right, everybody. Welcome back to Stateside Touchline, episode 5,
I think
6. We've
so.
got a couple now. It's been a
Yeah.
decent amount. Bringing them out every week for you guys. Except for last week, we're so sorry we had a recording corruption, so you got a couple of shorts, but didn't get the actual full pod. But we should be back ready to go this week, bring you guys some hot takes. And this one's going to be a really fun episode. We have a lot of Champions League stuff to talk about, a lot of news to talk about, a lot of narratives and agendas to push today from our podcast, and most of all, we have a cup final on the weekend for a really good team. One of our teams does, and you can guess whose it is. It's probably mine because yours sucks. I'm kidding.
Okay.
It's actually pretty
Thanks.
good this year so far. But how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I think, like I said, I guess you guys didn't see the last podcast, but it's kind of a strange feeling for being a United fan, not being in any competition, and just kind of just being a spectator, but just enjoying some footy, on the side, just watching all Champions League, Carabao, FA Cup play. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
I mean, it must be a fun time to be a neutral, probably except for if you hate Arsenal. But if you hate any other Premier League team, delicious hate watch all over this week.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, just City. I mean, watching all of them hating every game that they play, I'm hoping for a defeat, which could be sad, but that's the Premier League. You got to hate on other teams. There's not really you can't really support other teams unless it's like I don't know, bottom of the league. But besides that, I mean, I'm on hate watch.
No, exactly. And I feel like that's like half the point, of being a supporter is just to rage bait everybody else when their team does bad. I mean, I feel like that's just the fun in it. You get to text your boys and be like, hey, like, especially, we'll get into Chelsea. Chelsea's like, I'd hate to beat Chelsea. Like they lost 8-2 and, it's been good. It's kind of like, I wish they got beat a little worse. It could be on a 10-2 scoreline like, I had to deal with back in the day, but nonetheless, very fun to watch. But I guess without further ado, we can get right into Champions League. And I think there's only one game we can start with, the early game. You talked about it on the pod. You said, you know what, United aren't in, so I only have one team left to support, and that's Bodo. But RIP, my brothers from Norway, they have lost 5-0 at the hands of Sporting.
Yeah, so I was very hopeful with that 3-0 in the first game. So I thought they were through, but boy, was I wrong. I was very wrong. Um, and they ended up losing 5-0 in the second game. Got absolutely crushed, and a lot of the football fans around the world probably had their hearts crushed as well, seeing that scoreline. It was really depressing because I really wanted them to at least get to the Arsenal leg. I mean, at least have some fight. But you called it in our predictions, and they were unfortunately killed by Sporting.
Yeah, and I will say it was looking real shaky for me after the first leg of a lot of these games. I was like, man, am I washed? But that's why we prevail and have a second leg. And Sporting at home, very tough place to go play. Similar with Bodo at home, is a very tough place to go play. But was shocked watching that game, and I think once they got the 2 goals, you just felt you're like, man, it's gonna happen. And then once it went to extra time, I was like, yeah, I just think it's gonna be Sporting.
Well, it's also, I mean, it's not the end of the world because I feel like Bodo every year has been showing, I think, everybody that they're actually not a team to just, count out. They made it this far, and I feel like they keep growing. I think in the future, big teams would be kind of nervous to go there and play if they continue to keep qualifying for Champions League. Like you said, they're a very scary team to play at home. Their fans are unbelievable, and I just feel like you can't be comfortable playing at a team like that, like their atmosphere. So I definitely can see a lot more in their future in the next couple years. Hopefully they qualify Champions League, play in knockout rounds in the future again, and it will be in my heart once again if they make it through. Unless they play United, then I hope we crush them. But
Yeah, I love them unless they play United, then and I hope they get destroyed. But yeah, I mean, Bodo's been playing well in Europe in recent years, and now this year obviously made a really good run. So sad to see them go. But shout out Sporting. They played really well. Got through to the next round where they will face the Arsenal. I mean, I guess we can move into that game now. Arsenal Leverkusen. I'll go ahead and take the point here on that one. First of all, Leverkusen's keeper was on David De Gea timing for a good 30 minutes, and I won't lie, I was a little nervous. You make 4 or 5 of those saves and some of those chances, and you get a little nervous. You're like, oh my god, it's one of those days where we're just gonna run into a hot goalie and they're gonna nick one, and we're just gonna get knocked out in the round of 16.
Pause.
But then, no pause, unpause for this one right here. Eberechi Eze turns on in the volley and bangs it top bins. No goalie in the entire world is saving that. What a finish. I mean, what a first Champions League goal. What a day for Eze. That was the best game I've seen him play in an Arsenal shirt. I watched him score 3 at Tottenham and 2 at Tottenham again. But, like, that game, he was incredible. He played so good, and it was a shame he had to come off with injury. Hopefully he's all good for the final this weekend. But, my goodness, that goal was a golazo. Like, when he just ripped it, I was just pure, just, oh my, like, my mouth was, my jaw dropped. I was just like, oh my god, he did not just do that. Because, listen, I haven't seen an Arsenal player be able to hit a ball like that he's one of those guys, I remember old Arsenal, everyone's crying out, I was like, you need a maverick, you need a guy who's going to get on the ball and do something special. I feel like Eze just has that about him, he can score from anywhere, he gets on the ball, like when he's going to finish, I think he arguably could be one of the best finishers at the club. What a guy, and what a finish, more than that, and I can't go on enough about that, but Arsenal played so good the first half. Second half, was a little bit like, played well, but, Leverkusen definitely kicked it up a notch in terms of they were trying to, get a hold of the game, get an equalizer. But then the future Ballon d'Or winner, fingers crossed, after Arsenal do well and maybe England do well in the World Cup, Declan Rice, he needs to be in the Ballon d'Or conversations. I mean, this guy. No. Don't even shake your head. This guy, Declan Rice, I have his jersey on right now. I got a Declan Rice jersey on.
You got his jersey, so he's
I was gonna glaze him. Because I was gonna glaze him on the pod today. Declan Rice, he's so good. Like, 100 million was a steal. Yeah. If they give that guy Player of the Year over Declan Rice or David Raya, this league's a joke. It's a joke if he gets Player of the Year, but that's another conversation. Declan Rice. What a player. What a hit. I mean, I don't know if you saw that goal, but that's just a classy finish. I mean, he takes the first touch. The first touch was absolutely immaculate. From your defensive midfielder, by the way. I guess he's the 8 now because Zubimendi plays at the back there. But Declan Rice, that first touch was beautiful. Calmly. He's just like a stallion in midfield. The guy is incredible. I mean, what a player. And then David Raya makes a clutch save. Easy 2-0 win to the Arsenal. On to the next round. The quadruple lives on.
Now, I didn't get to see the first half of that game, but the second half was pretty nice, and I did rewatch that Eze goal, and what a absolute hit. I mean, definitely will be in talks, probably one of the best Champions League goals this season. And then Declan Rice just... What'd you say?
Someone said Puskas, and I was like, oh, probably.
Puskas. Yeah, okay. You know that one goal that? Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna bring it up. But no, Declan Rice. I feel like his composure when it comes to the final third, like his goals, like that. He just slotted it. Like it wasn't even like that much power. It's just like and they showed the angle from like behind him, and it curled just perfectly on the ground to come around and wrap it back into like inside the post, and it was just a great finish. And then Raya, I mean, like you said, absolute insane save. Because if he did let that one in, that would have been a very, interesting time. Yeah, very interesting time. Because I believe that it was like the middle of the 80th minute or like somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. So even bringing one goal back, it's a little nervy towards the end of the game. But Arsenal made it look pretty comfortable moving on to the next round, playing Sporting. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and Arsenal definitely showed out for the English teams here because we're about to get into the absolute slaughter of the next English teams. PSG versus Chelsea. We both had Chelsea actually probably upsetting PSG and going through. We're both kind of high on Chelsea. They've let us down massively, and I've got a lot to say about this game or this situation more so. But I'll let you go ahead and start it off here. PSG Chelsea. What are your thoughts?
No, I mean, like you said, we both had Chelsea going through, and I thought, I mean, even the first leg, I think it was like 60, 70th minute, um, they were looking like they were in the game, and then PSG just did PSG things. Their attack just was just too much for Chelsea, and then same thing kind of going in the second leg where they just look, terrible at defense. But and then you have the manager handing out notes like 8-2 down in aggregate. You don't know what he wrote down the notes, but it must have been something crazy to get 6 goals back in the last like 20 minutes. But yeah, very very tough for Chelsea, and PSG's definitely looking like another sleeper team. And I think it's pretty. It could be a back to back. I could see a back to back for them. I mean, their attack just looks really very very nasty.
Yeah, I don't hate that call at all. I mean, I think says more about Chelsea than it does about PSG, though. I think, and I'm going to pose these questions to you and let you know what you think. And I'll give my opinion first, actually, because
Okay,
I think the media does not give Chelsea enough crap for
say it. It
what is
deserves.
happening right now. Because you're telling me this ownership group has spent $1 billion over that, and you are struggling for top four. You're getting 8-2'd by PSG, who arguably started their sporting project the same time as you. So this is this is a capitulation on all fronts, and it starts from the top, and it's only going to get worse if Chelsea get if the I mean I think they got the first team transfer ban lifted, but the academy ban is still there. Um, it's only going to get worse if Chelsea gets sanctioned for these charges. And look, Enzo Fernandez came out and said, "I'm not sure I'm going to stay here. We'll see at the end of the season." I mean, now you start talking some of your better players leave. Cole Palmer has been rumored to leave. I mean, take Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, and I'd say Caicedo even stays. But you take Cole Palmer and Enzo out of the team, it's a tough situation now. You know the squad needs a major. Those are two of your guys, and they're both rumored to go. I don't think Cole Palmer's going anywhere. I think Enzo could be the one to leave more than anybody. Um, but their situation is really bad, and I don't think it gets enough credit. Like they've spent more than anybody, and they suck. They're really bad. They're not a great
Hmm.
team. Like they're not. And I can say
No,
that
yeah.
they have not beat Arsenal once since that new ownership has taken over. Maybe they've beat us once. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the last 11 times Arsenal has beat them. And so Chelsea is just it's a shame to see the fall off, really. I mean they were one of the clubs that you just faced them in Europe, and they were good. They were always playing well. I mean, after Tuchel left, it just seems like this fall off is just incredible. I mean, they have a lot of talents. They have Esteval. They have Kenda coming in from Portugal, the Portuguese kid. He's really good. But at the end of the day, talents will get you wins here and there. Will get you top four runs. Maybe you go on a cup run, like an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup run every now and then. But talent doesn't bring you major trophies. You need established presence more than up and coming talents. And so I think Chelsea 8-2. This should be a smack in the face. That score line 8-2. Remember when Barca got 8-2'd? That was all over the place. When Arsenal got 10-2'd, that was all over the place. I mean, there has not been a peep about Chelsea getting 8-2, really. I mean, it's been a little bit, but the outcry you think would be a little bit bigger. I think there's a lot of uh, bad going on in that club right now, and I want to be the one to call it out to make sure they got their fair share of licks.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I feel like it overshadowed like the Premier League kind of they all grouped it all together in terms of teams that went out. So I think Chelsea kind of got overshadowed and like put in a group that was just like Tottenham went out, Chelsea went out, like other teams that got killed. I feel like they just grouped them all together and just was like we're not going to
Yeah,
put that much media on them. I mean, like you said, there's probably some outlets that did post like their defeat, but like not as bad as how it was when Barca lost or Arsenal lost. But yeah, it was just such a bad performance. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Enzo does leave, and then also if I wouldn't be surprised if Cole Palmer left, unless they have a new project that they probably have to spend millions of dollars on or euros, whatever. But their back line to me is just absolute. It's just so bad. I mean, they get exposed every single game by any team. It's not even like just like Premier League teams, Champions League. It's like every team they played, it's always like getting exposed. Like we played Wrexham in the was it FA Cup, and they got exposed in that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just overall their defense just does not look good. I mean, I guess you can pinpoint here and there, but yeah, especially in the last couple of years, how Chelsea's been known for like a great back line, and then now it just looks horrible. So
Yeah. And I think, isn't it crazy that a team can spend $1 billion but be at least $500 million away from even being like a complete team where you could say maybe you could challenge for a title, maybe? Isn't that
yeah,
insane?
no, it is,
I
especially
mean,
when you have a full like you have youngsters. I mean, I guess you can rely on them for a little bit, but that can only get you so far. I mean, maybe you get one or two games that are they might carry the team, but you can't rely on people that are 18, 17 around there, like still teenagers, unless you're absolutely at another level. There's some teenagers that can carry a team, but to the teenagers that they have right now, I wouldn't say that they're at, at the level yet to where they can be pushing like that top four, and then also, like you said, Premier League title.
yeah. And that's why I honestly don't feel bad for the injury crisis at the defense. Like, I look at, like, this is where I look at Arsenal. Like, we've had a lot of injuries this year, but we have squad depth. Chelsea have spent $1 billion, and you don't have squad depth in the back line enough to hold the, I guess Reece James, Colwill, Chalobah. Maybe I'm missing a few names at that, but like, still, I mean, obviously it's going to hurt your team a little bit, but I mean, Chalobah just went out last game too, and so,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just if you spend $1 billion, to me, like that's 11 players on top of what you already had. If you're spent, that's 11 players at like 1.1 billion is 11 players at 100 million each. So really, really, you're looking like 11 to
Yeah.
20
No.
players
Yeah.
there, and you telling me you don't have squad depth for that? That's just poor mismanagement. It starts from the top. I think most Chelsea fans would agree that this ownership group has been an absolute disaster.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think they overall look terrible.
What would you do here if you're Chelsea now, though? What's next for Chelsea?
Well, I wouldn't really say you can restart. I mean, it's kind of tough to do that. I think you got to keep like the. I mean, Reece James to me, I know he's one of the best right backs, but his injuries is just kind of tough to keep relying on him to be a core part of the team. I know he's like a legend for Chelsea fans. I mean, he's definitely probably the best right back that's played for Chelsea, but it's really tough to keep relying on him to be a core player. But I love Caicedo. I think he's a great player. Esteval again. I think Liam Delap can get to that level, but he just has been horrible for them this season. But yeah, I think you just gotta look in the summer and see who's a long term thing, and then who's people that are kind of just in there for what they like an ego thing. Like Garnacho, get him out. I mean, he is terrible. He is so bad. There's a reason why we got rid of him, because he has a huge attitude problem. But I think it's just tough to pick out where you need to like kind of start. It may could hurt by restarting, but spending that much is kind of hard to just throw it all down the drain.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, it's just Chelsea's bad situation. I mean, speaking of teams that have spent a lot of money to get where they are, at least this next team has spent money and has, at least they're kind of good, and they are good. I mean, but Real Madrid has dispatched Man City. I mean, 5-1. 5-1. Now let me put this out there for you really quick and ask you this question. Last year, everyone said when Arsenal beat Real Madrid, they said, "Oh, this is not the same Madrid." Granted, this Madrid team that Arsenal beat was Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinny, Bellingham, all healthy, everything. Not the same though, not the same Madrid. This team beat Man City 5-1 on aggregate. The team with no Bellingham, No Mbappe. Starting an 18-year-old in midfield. I think Bitarch, he's a young kid, if I remember correctly. I think he's 18. Um,
Hmm.
no Kamavinga starting. I mean, what gives? I mean, that's a bad loss in my opinion. You know?
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, kind of going back to the back line thing, their defense has just looked shaky compared to the past couple years for City. And Real's just you can't count them out in Champions League. I know Arsenal beat them last year, which was still a good tie. I mean, that was a pretty great tie to watch last year between them two. But this one, just Real Madrid just showed why they're can never be counted out. I mean, I feel like beginning of the season, you could like even the early games, I was like, no way, Real could probably be involved in into like even have final discussions. But I mean, when you have Mbappe and Vinny and everybody healthy, like if they come into a healthy team, there's very few teams that will be able to stop them. And this is where we see. I mean, the next tie they play Bayern, and I think that's my favorite to win. And we'll see if they dismantle Bayern like they did City, which I don't think will happen. But I guess we'll see if they're truly that kind of elite team.
Yeah, and City should have done way better. I think on the away leg as well. I mean, they got Madrided, really. It's just one of those classic performances from Madrid. But I will say this: I actually do want to give
Yeah.
City some props because with 10 men, they actually outplayed Madrid. I think on the day. The problem is they had 10 men, so like maybe with 11 it would be a
Yeah.
different outcome. But incredible performance from them, creating all those chances. And I wish they had a worse morale hit because obviously on Sunday maybe they take that in, they take that baggage in. Maybe they still feel the morale hit of losing in Champions League on Sunday, and they're just feeling down. I mean, because that's back-to-back losses in Champions League, back-to-back draws in the Premier League. They're not taking the best form into Sunday, so that is happy. And Arsenal have had a lot of good morale bumps, with the Max Dowman goal, with the win here, going to the next round of the Champions League. I mean, I'm hoping, they come out with energy and that's good. But yeah, Madrid also. I think this is question, and what do you think about this? Is Mbappe ruining Madrid's flow? Like, would Real Madrid be better without Mbappe?
I don't think so. I mean, Mbappe is debatably the best player in the world. You can't. I mean, when you come to the best in the world debates, you can't say Mbappe is not involved in that conversation. I think. I think I heard a commentator say it where it's kind of just whoever the manager is of Real Madrid, you bring in the best players, and it's kind of just you got to fit the best around what you got, and you can't really say that it's one person or the other because then you can also say Vinny could be part of the problem just because some of the things he gets into. But I think Mbappe, you have to have a team that's around. Honestly, him. I know he's been at Real for only what 3 years now, so I feel like for him, it's just you have to have a player like that at any club, and I think he's a star player, and I don't think he's causing problems for Madrid. I think as long as he stays healthy, because I know he's been kind of picking up injuries here and there. I think they got to roll with some games, and he's just an elite player in Champions League too. I know he hasn't won anything in Champions League, but still, I mean, for them to take over that to probably next couple years of dynasty wise, he's probably going to be involved in that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think it's interesting though because I think it's one of those sometimes that I do feel too many stars in the kitchen, too many cook chefs in the kitchen just gets hot. It's tough to fit them all in, but
At the same time,
let's see how that.
that's what makes Real though. I mean, you say that in the past too, where you got
Yeah.
teams, their big Galacticos team, you got their Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale. Like they've had so many times where we've thought the Eagles were too much, but then they produce trophies. So it's kind of like can't really question what's going
hmm
on.
No, 100%, and I agree completely. But yeah, crazy to see City dismantled like that. But um, next to their compatriots in Spain, Barcelona, Newcastle was looking shaky. Then Barcelona did what Barcelona does, and they absolutely turned the heat on. And that's kind of what I predicted. I think they would be a little too much for Newcastle, even though it's a tough-ish draw with going to St. James and in the 1-1 there, and they pulled away. I mean, that was a classic Barcelona fired on performance there.
No, yeah, it was really shaky until literally the last 45 minutes of the second leg, second half. Like it was just really close, and then Barca just did their Barca thing where they do it every here and there. Where the Liga they do it, and the Champions League they do it, where they're just too much for other teams, especially in the attacking third. Their creativity in their attacking third is probably, I would say, the best in the world. And they showed how they can just turn up the heat. They probably got some halftime talk where they're like, "Hey guys, we're letting this team in way too much," and what they put like five or six goals in the second half, which very few teams
Hmm.
can do. But yeah, their team is just their attack is really good.
Yeah, and poor Newcastle. They started off really well, and then it all went downhill when Trippier made that stupid decision to get the penalty. But yeah, Barcelona make it through there, and that game prevails. Bayern threw it at Atlanta. Don't think we need to talk about that much. They just battered
No.
them
Here,
again,
oh,
really and
actually,
truly.
I will say something.
Okay, go ahead.
Shout out to Harry Kane, only Englishman to have over 50 Champions League goals. So absolutely
Mm,
insane. Yeah, absolutely insane.
mm. I won't shout him out, but I'll let you do that.
Yeah, I think he's one of the
Um,
best strikers ever. So
no, Kane's a monster.
yeah,
Um, Galatasaray, Liverpool. I mean, Galatasaray is so bad away from home in Champions League.
dude,
You knew it was going to
horrible.
happen in Liverpool at Anfield. They started the game. It was just a go down and pray type of game. I mean, they were just going down every 10 seconds trying to just withstand the Liverpool attack, but eventually it was too much, and they got the first goal, which arguably I think that Kanate did give a hold there, but it's not enough. I don't think. I mean, I also want to say really quickly, though, my one thing about this game that I want to say before I give it to you is: are Liverpool the new set piece kings? I want to hear set piece again when Liverpool score. What is that, like 10 out of their last like 14 goals have been set piece goals? I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, no, they're elite.
They're ruining the game.
They should be elite
They're
on
ruining the
corners.
game.
I mean, look at their team. They got some big
Yeah,
dudes in there. They
they
should be
should
like
be.
elite.
They should be.
Now we have a lot of set piece teams. Like United's up there just because of our set pieces, and I think I don't. I think we have a lot of set piece goals, but not necessarily corners. But still, either way, like we have a lot of teams that are in the Prem that are taking advantage like of the corner stuff. But even then, yeah, Liverpool should be a team that, especially with Van Dijk in there. I mean, he's always a threat in the air.
Oh yeah,
Also, another shout out, two shout outs. But
two
Mohamed
shoutouts.
Salah, back to back, same thing though as Harry Kane. I think I saw that he was the first African player to have over 50 Champions League goals. So
Oh, shout
yeah,
out Salah and shout out Kane from
yeah,
Stateside Touchline podcast. If you ever want to come
yeah,
on, let us know.
yeah. Anytime, just let us know.
Speaking of Harry Kane, his former team won tonight against Madrid. Um, shout out them for winning. I mean, if they didn't concede the two goals, it could have been a 5-5 aggregate, and they could have maybe done something. But in the end, they conceded two goals, and Tottenham does go out. Womp
Yeah,
womp.
no, who cares? Good.
They have a very, very big. I mean, who cares? And we'll go ahead and move into this, and we'll start with this relegation clash in the Premier League. Tottenham versus Nottingham Forest this Sunday of Premier League. We'll hit we'll circle back to the United game. Get your thoughts there because I know this is a very big ordeal that United is playing. Um,
Yeah.
Tottenham versus Nottingham and Villa versus West Ham at the 10:15 slot. I mean, that is going to be an amazing slot because that is relegation battles on point. If Nottingham win and West Ham get a result, that means Tottenham is officially in the drop zone. I mean, this could be incredible.
No, I
What?
mean, I the thing is that I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham would get a result from this, just because Aston Villa's not been on the best form, and I can see them. They've got results from United, Man City. Like they're not like a bad team to play against. Like they will sit in that low block, but then they'll also have great chances going forward. And then in terms of for Nottingham and Tottenham, that's probably gonna be like the best game to watch for me in terms of just knowing what's at stake. I mean, I know of course Newcastle and Sunderland's a great one, but for that one, that you just knowing what's going on in the bottom of the table, like I'm gonna be sitting there with some popcorn, maybe a little cheeky bev in the morning. But no, I'm excited to watch that game in the morning. Like in general, I mean, everybody should be watching that game.
Yeah, that game's going to be incredible. It's going to be a relegation scrap. I'm excited to see two relegation teams go at it on the weekend, and that's always the best. But it's really that Sunday slate is an amazing day of footy. I mean, we start off with Newcastle Sunderland at 8 a.m. as well as a derby. That's going to be amazing. We know both those teams want to win that so badly, as now Newcastle's out of champion, so they have nothing really to look forward to besides Prem now. So they're going to want to win this game at least. I think they could. I think their fans would be all right with them maybe like losing out and just winning this game. They would be like at this point, whatever, right? But yeah, it's going to be a great game, and then followed by the relegation scraps and then the Carabao Cup final. But I guess really quickly we can circle back to the Friday game just to talk about a little United. United, playing good, beat the crap out of Villa.
No, like you said, beat the crap out of Villa. Was very happy. It was kind of getting a little sketch there when they tied it up, just because I feel like we didn't really continue to dominate like we were most of the game after the 1-0. But, Bruno does Bruno type things. He's amazing. Beat Beckham's club assist record, which is awesome to see as well. And I'm excited for Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth, the last game we played against them was insane. I think it was like 5-4 or something like that. I think they beat us, and that was a crazy game to watch. But this weekend, I feel like it'll be more low key. If I'm to be honest, I think it's going to be like a low scoring game. I think unfortunately, playing away there, we might tie. That's my prediction, which is still not a terrible thing.
Okay.
I think we're good so far in the top four race, but still, I mean, a tie is not always the greatest, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and I feel like getting a point wouldn't be the end of the world for us.
No, not at all. I think United now need to just focus on finishing top four, and then it's going to be interesting to see the rebuild because it's a lot easier to do this one game a week. What's it going to be like when you guys are playing every 3 days again?
100%.
So that'll be interesting to see next season. Yeah, and then I guess now we'll move on to the big kahuna here.
Yep.
Arsenal versus Man City. Carabao Cup final. Facing their demons to win a trophy. To keep the quadruple on. At Wembley. Arsenal's second home. I truly believe Arsenal will win this game. And I feel like I would be a horrible fan if I didn't truly believe that. Imagine going in this thing you're going to lose, but
yeah.
This game could be, I really think this game could be a coming of age for the team. I think, for me, the biggest thing I've seen about this Arsenal team this whole run-in in the season is they just are getting it done. They're finding ways to win. That is what champions do. They find ways to win. I think the relief, the weight lifted off of the players' shoulders to get silverware would just spur them on for the rest of the season. I think this could have an amazing mental effect. Adversely, they lose. Does that rile up the pressure again? I don't know. Well, it also depends, I guess, how much the pressure could the treble be on at that point, where maybe City also fall again in the Prem and we win again. Then it's really like, well, the Prem's in the back pocket. Although most people would argue the Prem's in the back pocket already. I won't say that yet, although I have said we're going to win the quadruple about a month ago, so I guess I can say that. But, yeah, so I really think this team could get it done here in the final. I'm super excited for it. It's the first final that Arsenal have been to since that FA Cup final in 2020. So, hopefully they can get it done and start us off with some silverware and get us rolling into the rest of the season here. Start off this run-in very, very well.
Yeah, I was about to. I think you brought up a little bit at the beginning of your point, where it's kind of like a interesting thing where if they do win, right? Are you nervous that like they're content with what they've already gotten? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these players haven't gotten any silverware, so you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like if they win, is that like they're satisfied with that, and then they kind of start dropping off like that. Not saying they will drop off totally, but like their mindset's like, oh, we already got one, like. That's okay with us, or is it just like no, one's done, we're hungry for more?
I think this team is very much understands that a Carabao Cup isn't gonna suffice. This is more like icing on the cake, right? The
Mm.
cake is still gotta be baked, but this is the
Okay,
icing right
who
here.
is this?
You
Who is
know,
this? Who's this? Who's this
you
phone? What
like
TikTok?
that? You
What
like
TikToks you
that?
been seeing? Who
No,
is this
no,
guy?
no, no TikToks, no TikToks. You like that?
Okay,
The cake has gotta be baked,
put him in an edit. Put him in an
and
edit right
so
now.
yeah. This is hard, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tough edit of like players in the background. The cake's got to be baked though. So the foundation has to be laid there for them, and that foundation is the big boy trophies. It has to be Champions League or Premier League. There's no for me it's the title though. I think they need the Prem. That one's just 22 years. I mean, you need it. It's the best show of form over an entire year is obviously the league. So I want the league. I think is my number one. Um, this would be amazing. I would love this team is just incredible as much as they're not a very loved team, top team, but I think it would make my day nothing more than for this team to win a treble or a quadruple or and be a historic team like that because it would just be then you say, well, this Arsenal team is one of the best Premier League teams of all time. They've won the treble, they've won the quadruple. And then how do you argue that? It's because I feel like people aren't understanding that like listen, you can call them set piece FC, you can call them corner FC, anything like that. Like we'll take it. I mean, we're better, elite. I think the bigger thing off Arsenal corners, you're seeing every team do it. I think Arsenal have a fear factor. It's like when Stephen Curry walks into the gym, he has a fear factor. If it's oh crap, it's Steph Curry. It's not. Everyone's shooting the three ball elite now. Everyone's shooting the three ball, but no one does it like Arsenal. They don't hit the corners like Arsenal. I think Gabriel Saliba of just that the monumental presence is up in the back when they come up, and that's why people get frustrated because we consistently have done it and gotten better at it, and we're the ones who I guess made it popular, quote unquote. Even though I think I always give Brentford the credit for that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so this team is amazing, and I think people should just sit back and watch. And for me, trying to enjoy the last. There's only 15, 16 games left of the season. We're coming on, or is it the back end of the season? Enjoying this team, for what it is and what it's done, and watching every game and just being like, wow, like I remember when Mustafi and Socrates and Lichtsteiner and all these guys lined up in the back line. Now we roll up to every game with Hincapie, Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori, Timber. It's a different ball game. And so trying to enjoy that. My prediction though for this game, give me 3-1 to the Arsenal. Let's go.
Wow, 3-1. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I also think Arsenal will get the win just because City has looked absolutely terrible. Um, I think Arsenal looks very strong going to this game, and I will also say they get the win. But I think it will actually be a decent game. Like I think it'll be pretty close. I think it'll be 2-1, and I think it'll probably be like another late Arsenal goal. Like I want to say 75th minute and up, and Arsenal gets a goal, and then they end up winning the Carabao Cup.
I'll tell you this. My bottle will be tested. I will probably be watching this and stressing out so much. So
Yeah,
yeah.
this is a big one. This is a big one because this will be the start of many. If not, then if they lose this one, this is no bueno. That is no good for the
It's
rest of the
gonna hurt.
season.
It's gonna hurt. I hope they win. Hope they win though. I don't want to don't think like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's our
It'll be fun.
that's our
Like
Carabao
it'll be
Cup
fun.
things. I don't.
It's gonna be fun watching as a neutral, 100%. Like I kind of already
Yeah,
said,
not
this
fun watching as
podcast
a
is
fan.
kind of weird to see United. Yeah, and as a neutral fan, it's fun though. I mean, just because City, I can't. It's kind of hard to hate on Arsenal just because City's been on as a rival of United, and like they just been winning trophies lately. And then Arsenal just hate just because Arsenal hate, but it's still going to be a fun game to watch. Hope it's like a good one in that like a 0-0, go into extra time and it goes to pens. Like I hope it's a pretty good back and forth game.
Yeah. No, I hope it's an Arsenal domination. Like I hope we beat them 6-7-0, 8-0. But that's not going to
Mm.
happen. But that would be great. I would just love from like minute 30 to know that their trophies coming in, just be able to watch with just happiness and enjoyment, and it would just be great. But yeah. So that's Carabao Cup. Looking forward to it. I think
Yep.
Could be interesting. There's a thing they call him run in Eze. They say when he starts February every year, and Palace fans have been going on about it. But in February every year, he kind of just becomes a monster, and I feel like since February this year, he's been in absolute form, like a beast. So I think an Eze goal against City to win the Carabao Cup would also be just poetic as he did it in the FA Cup for Palace. He does it again for Arsenal. That would be really good as well. So
You know what
yeah.
we could do right now, just at the spur of the moment, and I don't know if you would be down. For people that are over
Hmm.
21 and that do sports betting, should we do like two props that we think might happen during the game, and we'll see if that ends up happening.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you one. I'm gonna go Arsenal over 2.5. I
Okay.
think Arsenal score 3 goals this game. I don't know why. It's my gut is telling me they do well there, and I want to give you an anytime goal scorer. Give me the main man Saka to bring us
Mm.
another trophy. Give me the main man Bukayo Saka goal anytime to bring us a trophy. Come on.
Is he I just now thinking about it, is he the only one that's been on this team that was from that 2020, or am I forgetting somebody?
No, Gabriel was on the team I think in 20. No, he
Was he?
wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Odegaard
No,
wasn't
no, no, no,
either.
no, he wasn't. No, no. Was Odegaard on loan that
Actually,
year or was it next year? I think it was the
Odegaard might
next
have
year.
been.
No, it wasn't. It was because the front three it was Aubameyang, Pepe, Lacazette.
Hmm. I
Saka was
remember that
still
game.
playing wing back at that point. Um, Back three, David Luiz was there. Um, that was Emi Martinez was the goalie in that game as well. That was back when Leno got hurt when Neil Maupay freaking took him out. Can't believe that.
Yeah, so that's on. Is he the?
Yeah,
I'm trying
no.
to think of other players. Maybe like an older player that's on the bench for you guys that I can't think of, but
I'm trying to think of someone on the
that's
bench. Saka, I mean
yeah.
Smith Rowe, Willock, they're gone. Martinelli would have been there. I think.
Ooh,
I think Martinelli was there. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Let me now.
Well,
Now you have
that'd
me.
be
Now
pretty
you
cool
have
to
me.
see Saka. Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty cool to see. Okay, so you said over two and a half goals for Arsenal, and then a Saka anytime.
Yes.
Okay. See, I was gonna take, even though I've been a Jokeris hater, I was gonna take him anytime goal scorer, but
Ooh.
guess we could do both if it's gonna be over two and a half goals.
Okay. Now you got another one, or is that your only one?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I can do another one. I think also, I'm trying to think, what's a good one? I usually do a lot of corner bets. Just I don't know why I like doing corner stuff, but I think
Hmm.
whatever the over under on corners is, I'm taking the over. So I think that's usually around like they usually put it around like 10 and a half, 11 and a half. Um, but whatever it is, I'm taking the over on it.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yes.
Um, I like. Yeah. I I'm looking right now. So Bukayo Saka is the only person on that team that is there, and he actually did not start that game. Kieran Tierney started that game.
Wow, that's
So
insane, actually.
Saka was on the bench for that game. Saka is the only player that's still there.
He's got to get the team
Yeah.
talk. Like,
So
boys, I'm the only one that's the only one that's been here. Him and Arteta are the only guys that have been there.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy times. Wow. That's crazy that he's the only one left from that team. I could have sworn that. I guess that's that long ago. You don't even think about that.
Yeah,
But
which doesn't even seem like that long ago, though.
no, it doesn't. Um, I guess now finishing up the Carabao Cup top, we gave you guys the props. We gave you guys the our predictions for the game and how it's going to go. Do you have a game segment for us today, sir? Or
I do, and I think this will be pretty interesting. I think you'll like this one. And today's game,
okay,
okay, will be based on your visual knowledge. I think more than your ball knowledge. Actually, I guess it's a combined of each. But I'm going to be
ooh,
showing you
okay,
a couple players. I think there's let's see, one, two, three, five, six, like 7 or 8 players. Okay, and I'm going to show you a picture of their haircuts,
Hmm.
and let's see if you know them by their, style of hair.
Oh, this is gonna go horribly, but okay.
Okay, starting off at number one.
Um, is that James Rodriguez?
I'll give you a hint. He is Brazilian.
That's Rodrigo.
I'll give you another hint. This is an older haircut. This is an older picture.
Neymar, maybe Neymar. Name that's not That doesn't
You're
look like
correct.
Thiago
That is
Silva, maybe Thiago
Neymar.
Silva. Oh, okay. I
No,
don't
it's
even.
Neymar.
Oh gosh,
It's
I don't know.
Neymar.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't.
Okay, next
Yeah, the
player.
vision. I'm bad at this stuff. Oh, that's De Bruyne, no?
You're right. That is De Bruyne.
Ooh, look at that.
Okay. This is past or present, by the way. This is just all-time like haircuts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if you can see that one.
Oh no, it's not loading. But I'm thinking. Oh, that's Nainggolan, maybe.
No.
Oh, it does. Dwight Gale.
No. Dwight Gale. Wow, that's a crazy pull.
He used to have the locks. I don't know who that is.
That is David Beckham.
I see. I should know that was gonna get me flamed. I should know that one, David Beckham. That's an iconic style for Beckham. I should
Yeah.
know that one. I remember he did that. It just wasn't coming to my brain. I pulled out
Next
Dwight
one.
Gale before Beckham. What am I
Dwight
doing?
Gale.
Um, Coutinho.
No.
That's not. That's not Coutinho.
No.
Oh, it looks like his hair, dude. Danny Ceballos, maybe? No, no, no.
Nope. It is an Arsenal player.
I don't know who this is, dude. The Arsenal player? Maybe Martinelli. That'd be Martinelli that has hair like that.
No.
Pablo Mari used to have hair like that, but not that short.
All right, you get one more. You get one more guess.
Is he current?
Yes.
No. It's got to be Zubamendi, maybe then. Zubamendi. It has to be Zubamendi.
That is Declan Rice.
Oh my god. Dude, his hair doesn't look like that, though. He's got the flow. He's got the flow, dude. That's such an old picture, bro. Get out of here. He's got the flow now, man.
I said past or present haircuts. That's not that.
He's got the flow. He's got the flow.
Like not terrible. Oh, you can definitely see that.
He's got the flow. He's got the flow.
All right, here we go. Next player.
Okay. Oh, that's Hamšík.
That is Hamšík. Great guess. We got two more left. Let's see if you can. Let's see if you can get these.
Okay, I'm so bad at this. Dude, that's Balotelli.
No, I can see it though.
No, didn't he have the freaking hair like that? Who would put leopard prints on their side? This is more like Sadio Mane had like a mohawk too, but it's not him. It's not Balotelli. Who would put leopard prints on the side of their head? What player would do that? Not Mario Gomez, or not Mario Gomez. Not Gomez. Oh, Pogba.
It is Paul Pogba. I think this is
Yeah,
I think this
yeah,
is
yeah,
when he
that-
was still at Juve. So that was when
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
still doing
That's
his
where I was
haircuts.
like, I was thinking back, and I was like, who? I was like, nah. It's like that's Pogba. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
wasn't a bad one. Actually, I should have known that one earlier. I forgot his hair used to be like that.
Okay, last one. Last one.
Sharare.
You have completed the hair gauntlet. Well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, that was tough. Some of those were tough, dude. Declan
Yeah.
Rice threw me off. I can't believe I missed it.
The
Missed
Beckham
the
one, I
one
kind of
Arsenal
knew.
guy.
I don't think you would have got the Beckham one, just because he's had a lot of hairstyles too, and I don't think that
Yeah, I just didn't
he's
think.
known for.
No, not at
Yeah.
all. But okay, my game for you is Champions League, perfectly rated, overrated, underrated.
Oh gosh,
Champions
throwing
League
my game
edition.
back at me.
And so this is going off. On the TikTok got a lot of hate for this, so I want to clip you now and get you some hate too, just to make it fair.
I'm
Let's
unclippable.
go, Julian Alvarez.
Oh, underrated, easily. I think I love that guy, even though he was at City. I think he's one of the best. I wish he didn't play for City, so United could sign him. He is unbelievable.
Virgil van Dijk.
I'm gonna say perfectly rated. I think that everybody knows that he's one of the best defenders of all time, but I think he's pretty perfectly rated, in my opinion. What are you gonna say? Overrated? Clip yourself now. Clip yourself. What is he, overrated?
Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr.
Oh, here we go. You're trying to get me. I love Vinny though. I think Vinny's so good. Um, I think Vinicius Jr. is perfectly rated. So I don't know what you think his perfectly rating is. Like I don't know if you think he's majority. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you think he's majority overrated or underrated, but I think he's perfectly rated.
Lamine Yamal.
Oh, oh, overrated. That man is overrated. Lamine Yamal is the most overrated player I've ever seen in my life. And Barcelona. He plays for Barcelona, so they suck. Lamine Yamal is so overrated. Vinny is better. A la Madrid. A la Madrid.
This guy's a closet Madrid fan. This guy's a closet Madrid fan.
What's crazy is I actually have a
That's
Barcelona
hilarious.
jersey, but I'm not gonna bring it out. So
That's so funny, dude. Okay, let's go. Um, Gabriel Martinelli.
um, ooh, that one's tough because gosh, he's such in the like he has so many ups and downs, but I still think that he's underrated. I think if he played for another club, I think he'd probably be like a really good starting, like just I know he has rotations between him and Trossard, and maybe like Eze comes in, but I think if he was like a solely left winger, I think he would be way better than what he is. So I think he's underrated.
All right, last one. Reece James.
Oh gosh, he is such a good right back. Um, I think he's overrated. I think he's overrated. I don't think he's insanely overrated. I just think that people put him in such a like. Yes, he's one of the best right backs that we've seen in the last couple of years, but I feel like I barely even see him play. I feel like every time I watch Chelsea play, he's always hurt. So I don't really get to like watch him that much to like rate him. But no,
That is
I think
true.
he's overrated.
All right, you've passed. You've passed. See, Lamine Yamal clip will be getting posted, guys. So we'll be making sure to get him lots of hate from the Barcelona fans, and everyone's gonna actually just turning into a Barca hate club here. To make sure we get that. But like I said, like I always say, thank you guys if you made it this far. We really appreciate you guys' support for watching the pod all the way through, and always share, like, subscribe, make sure to watch the clips. Really appreciate the support you guys have been giving us on our shorts on YouTube and also the pod. So thank you so much, and we appreciate you for watching, and we hope to see you guys next week as well after Arsenal win the Carabao Cup final. Come on. And
Yeah.
before we end it here, anything you have to say to the people, Bopple?
No, I guess one of us would be a champion in something. Hopefully next week, and so we'll have a celebration on here. Maybe pop some bottles, have some fireworks going on. If not, then it'll be a very depressing episode, especially for one of us. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully get another pod out next week for you guys.
Yep. All right. See y'all next time.
Peace.